This week's video is something a bit different. Rather than being a reflection on today's psalm, on Psalm 120, it's an introduction to the next 15 psalms, a group that are together known as the Songs of Ascent. Back in Old Testament times, 3 times a year, the Israelites would travel up to Jerusalem from across the land for 3 festivals where they would celebrate all that God has done for them as they gather together in the temple compound. And the Songs of Ascent are the songs that they would sing along the way. You could say that these psalms are the Bible's festival road trip playlist. Now, of course, as Christians, we don't need to travel to Jerusalem to celebrate what God has done for us. And if we did do that, well, we wouldn't find the temple there anymore. So you may be thinking, well, maybe we should just skip over the next 15 psalms and get going again with Psalm 135. But if we were to do that, we'd make a mistake because, of course, as Christians, we're on a journey of our own. Not to the Jerusalem in the Middle East, but to the new, the heavenly Jerusalem. And so these are our songs too. Songs for us to sing as foreigners and exiles here on earth, as we journey home to heaven, where we will celebrate all that God has done for us forever. Now, within the Songs of Ascent, there are actually 5 smaller groupings of 3 psalms each. Psalms 120 to 122, 123 to 125, 126 to 129, and so on. And each group of 3 is like a mini journey to Jerusalem. And broadly speaking, in each group of 3, the first psalm describes a problem that the people of God were facing. The second psalm in each group speaks of the help that the Lord gives them on the journey. Then in the third psalm, there's a sense of celebration as they arrive in Jerusalem. And so as we read through the Songs of Ascent, each little group of 3 will give us at first an honest description of what the Christian life can be like. Second, there's a wonderful promise of the help we can expect from God amidst the struggles of the present. And then third, each group will lift our eyes to heaven and to what we have to look forward to in the New Jerusalem. Let me give you a glimpse of how it works with the first group, Psalms 120 to 122. So as we look at today's psalm, Psalm 120, the psalmist is far from Jerusalem. He tells us that in verse 5. And he's living among a people who, verse 7, are for war and not for peace. Do you see his problem? The psalmist is far from God and he knows no peace. Then in the next psalm, Psalm 121, he's on the journey to Jerusalem and the Lord is watching over him. There's not complete peace yet. There's still the danger that he needs protecting from. That's why the Lord is watching over him. But here's the promise we have in this psalm. For the psalmist, the Lord is with him and will not let him get off track as he journeys to Jerusalem. For us, the Lord is with us and will not abandon us. He'll watch over us as we journey to heaven. And then in Psalm 122, the psalmist arrives and there's joy and celebration. He's among God's people and there's peace within the house of the Lord. It's a picture of what we have to look forward to in heaven, being with God's people, enjoying God's peace. And so as we work through these Songs of Ascent, my hope, my prayer is that we'll be first encouraged by the honesty of each psalm in each group about how the Christian life can be hard. But hopefully we won't stay in that place for long, because we'll also know how God will help us in the midst of our present struggles, and there'll be real comfort in that. And then in the third psalm of each group, we'll be spurred on towards our destination to take hold of what awaits us there. We're going to have a great time in the Songs of Ascent. I hope you enjoy the Bible's road trip playlist.